My name is Leanne Hadley, and I welcome you to this session of Pieta. Pieta is a spiritual movement of love and compassion towards ourselves, others, the earth, and all of God's creatures, and we are glad that you are here. We named ourselves Pieta after this statue of Mary and her son, and we try to love each other and have compassion for each other as Mary did for her son. Obviously, we are a Christian group, but we see God in all people, all things, all denominations, all religions. So whether you're Christian or not, you are welcome to ponder with us and be part of Pieta. We are just glad that you're here. We have a very special prayer that we say every time we gather for Pieta, and I want to start with that prayer. And we have been spending some time looking at this prayer. This is a series of looking at the different lines of the prayer, connecting them with Scripture, and doing some reflecting. So we're glad you're here. That's what we're going to do. Let's start with the prayer of being, the Pieta prayer. Let me be in the world with nothing to prove, letting go of all expectations and judgment. May I give and receive compassion. May I care for others and receive their care. May I love deeply and receive love. May I be in the world with nothing to prove. May I be Pieta. The line that we are going to focus on tonight, we're doing a series, and so we've already worked on let me be in the world with nothing to prove. And if you want to do a deep dive into that part of the prayer, I know it doesn't sound very deep, but it turns out that it is. If you want to do a deep dive into that, listen to some of the prior sessions that we've done. But tonight we're going to look at, or today, letting go of all expectations and judgment. So, Jesus, in our scripture for today, which is Matthew 10, 5 through 14, Jesus sends out his disciples with these instructions. Do not go among the Gentiles or enter any town of the Samaritans. Go rather to the lost sheep of Israel. So he's sending his disciples out to work with people that kind of believe what he believes and what they believe. As you go, proclaim this message: the kingdom of heaven has come near. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse those who have leprosy, drive out demons. Freely you have received, freely give. Do not get any extra gold or silver or copper to take with you in your belts. No bag for the journey, or extra shirt or sandals or a staff, for the worker is worth his keep. Whatever town and village you enter, search there for some worthy person and stay at their house until you leave. As you enter the home, give it your greeting. If the home is deserving, or in Hebrew, if they value and respond to you, let your peace rest on that home. But if it is not welcoming of you, let your peace return to you. If anyone will not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that home or town and shake the dust off of your feet. So there's a lot in here, but what I want to focus on tonight is this line: letting go of all expectations and judgment. So that if anyone does not welcome you or listen to your words, leave that home or town, shake the dust off your feet. You know, this can be a dangerous passage because you could get really full of yourself. I know everything, and if anybody disagrees with me, I'm just going to cut them off in this cancel culture that we have. I'm just going to cancel them because they disagree with me, whatever. But I don't think that's what Jesus is talking about. He's talking about the actions that we do. And so he sends them out to do the things that he's been doing, to have compassion and love. And that looks like healing the sick and caring for the poor and being part of the community. So it's everything that he does is grounded in love and compassion, and he invites his disciples to do the same thing. So they're going to go out, they're going to be loving, they're going to be compassionate, and some people are going to resonate with this, and for some people it's going to be too threatening. And so Jesus says, go into a home, and if it welcomes you, if it's a place where you can continue being loving and compassionate and doing the things I ask you to do, then stay there. But if it isn't, you're going to need to leave. And I was thinking, why? Why do we have to leave a place that rejects us when we're trying to be loving and compassionate? And I think the reason is that because when you're in a place like that and somebody says, I don't value you, I don't see your whatever, then you get so in your own head that it stops being about the other person and it starts being about you. Suddenly your ego is under attack. You're thinking, oh my goodness, they don't understand. I'm going to have to explain this to them. I'm going to have to, redeem myself. I look horrible. I look like an idiot. We go in our heads and it becomes about us. And what Jesus invites us to do is be in spaces of love and compassion that look like this: you and me together, feeding off of one another. That's where love and compassion can truly grow. And if you're in a place where you're giving love and they can't receive it and they're just pushing you away, pushing you away, pushing you away, it's not that you should stop loving them. It's that you're not going to be very effective, because at that point, you're going to go inside your head and you're going to be asking yourself, why doesn't this person see what I'm doing? Why don't they want the love that I have? What's wrong? It's I, me. So I think Jesus says, let it go if you're not received. Go to a place where you are received, where love and compassion are growing. Because in that atmosphere, you'll stay focused on the other person. See what I mean? You won't go inside your own head and think, ooh, I'm amazing. You'll be so busy caring for the other person, giving love and compassion, receiving love and compassion, that it will stay authentic, and it will be about a relationship instead of you and what you're doing or what you're thinking in your own head. Everything Jesus did reached out to other people. He was fully present with whoever he was with. And to stay fully present, we have to stay out of our own head. Criticism immediately makes us go into our head, become defensive, defend ourselves. And so if that starts happening, get out of there. You're done. You're not going to be effective. Go to a place where you can give love and receive love. Give compassion and receive compassion. And then you can stay focused on that person and out of your own head. My question for us to ponder tonight is, when have you done that? When have you been in a situation that was just toxic for you and you had to leave because you were turning into somebody that cared only about yourself, was in shutdown mode, was in crisis, to the point that you were in such defense mode that you were no longer relating and being present? When have you had to do that? Leave an environment that was turning you into somebody other than the person that you are. When did you do that? So think about that, and think about what it takes to stay connected, and why Jesus says, you know what, if it's not healthy, get out of there. Shake the dust off your feet. Don't even let it haunt you after you leave. Be done with it. And move to the places where you're growing in love and compassion. I'm going to light our candle. We're going to enter just a few seconds of silence where you can ponder that question. When have you had to leave someplace because it just was turning you into somebody that you didn't want to be? My blessing for you, my hope for you, is that if you've been in that situation and if it haunts you, if you keep thinking, what did I do wrong? Well, there's nothing wrong with self-reflection, but if you've left a toxic situation, then wipe the dust off your feet and move on. Find a healthy relationship, a healthy place to be. And if you're in an unhealthy place where you have turned into somebody who only cares about yourself, who's in defense mode all the time, trying to prove yourself all the time, you might consider leaving that. It's hard. Change is hard. But if it's toxic, leave. Shake the dust off your feet. Thank you for being here. I'll see you at the next section. And welcome to Pieta.